Hi everybody, we're Martini Garden. Nice to see everyone. We're doing a song called Give a Little Love. It's not hard to learn. When you give a little love, you get some in return. Even when life should take a wrong turn, when you give a little love, you get some in return. Everybody needs somebody. No man's an island on his own. You don't have to be all alone. Be all alone, my friends. Listen to me. When you show a little love, that's what you'll receive. All it takes is one step at a time. Soon there'll be no mountains you can't climb. Everybody needs somebody. No man's an island on his own. You don't have to be all alone. Be all alone, my friends. Listen to me. When you show a little love, that's what you'll receive. All it takes is one step at a time. Soon there'll be no mountains you can't climb. Show a little love. Show a little love. Show a little love. That's what. Good evening and welcome to the Martini Garden Acoustic Cafe Hour, live here on Fridays at 8 o'clock. And I have to say, I'm a little sad my friend is not feeling well, Miss Chastity. Hello, Chastity. I hope you're watching. We love you. But I'm here joined by the Maverick Soul, Tommy Marr. How lucky am I? I said, you want to come on? He's like, you need me? Okay, I'll come. And here
I
he
am.
is. So I'm really grateful. Thank you so much.
I would
for
do
coming
anything
on.
for you.
You're wonderful.
You're great.
You're the peace man.
You're the Wonder Woman.
Actually, I have a costume.
You have your Wonder Woman band.
I do. Well, this is like a flower kind of, but I have a costume of Wonder Woman. So you say.
Well, you don't wear, you
People
wear that
search
for Jim?
on my
You wear
Facebook
that for
pictures,
Jim?
you will see me and Jim. He was Superman once, and I was Wonder
No, I
Woman.
mean, do you wear it for Jim at night or no?
Wonder Woman?
Yeah,
No,
like a little cape.
we're
around
too
it.
old.
Yeah, you know.
Go flying around, yeah.
Happy wife, happy life.
I'm pretty happy.
That's good.
Today, we're really excited. We have the Dave Parker Trio. They're a jazz band, and they have just kind of started. How long? Like within the year?
About 2 years now.
2 years?
2 years, yeah.
I think about 2 years now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I heard them on, they have their own website, and I also heard them warming up today doing a sound check, and they really sound good.
Yes,
Really
they do.
some smooth listening
Something
music.
different in the madhouse.
Yes, there always is.
That's good.
Right?
We like variety. We like variety.
It's the spice of life, isn't it?
Hey, I'm open to all types of music.
Yeah, me too. Almost. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I
I know
heavy
what you
metal stuff. Sorry, I know.
Uh-oh, Vicky's going to have a heart attack.
It hurts. It hurts my ear. No, the kind that's really yelling. No, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like every band in the 80s.
No, I wouldn't say that. Not every. I mean, I like Led Zeppelin. I like all the.
No, that's 60s.
Is it? No.
Yeah.
All right, let me just be quiet. That's bad. I should know all this. But we're here tonight to meet Dave, Paul, and Tom, and we're really excited about it. So.
Tom Mealy just dropped his wallet.
Oh man. That might have been a little off camera.
That was a
somewhere
joke,
over
Vic.
there. So we're really excited about that. And so we're just going to turn to you guys and so you've been around a couple of years.
Yeah, just about 2 years.
Okay.
We started out playing together. Well, we're playing in my friend's basement band, I call it. We got together once a week, practiced for about 2 or 3 hours.
Wow.
We had a 5-piece. It was actually a 5-piece jazz group. It was guitar, bass, drums, vibes, and saxophone.
Vibes? What's vibes?
Vibes, like the vibraphone.
Oh,
Yeah.
something new every day.
Great
Pretty
stuff.
cool.
We
Gotta go back to the 60s.
All right. I'm hoping to.
So we that's how we started playing together like that. We actually started out with a different bass player. Actually, a good friend of ours named Sly Geralds. He was playing bass for a little while, but he's a busy cat. And he's always got gigs. Always got this going on, that going on.
Yeah, he does a lot
So
of
we asked my friend Paul to come down and play for one night, and then we asked him to come down a second night. And he just
Rest was
We told him to stop coming, and he just keeps showing up.
He
so
hasn't
we
gotten the
just
hint
figured-
yet.
Yeah.
We don't call him anymore. He just shows up.
Well, it sounds really good. I'm glad he's keeping on showing up for you guys.
Yeah, no, but no, I'm really grateful. Paul's an excellent bass player, so I'm happy that he became part of this group. Like I said, and what it was is we got a gig in a restaurant with a small space. Like we could only fit about 3 people there, so we decided to play as a trio and try that out, and it just kind of has taken off since. And the past 2
Awesome.
years have been wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in like, how did you guys hook up? I mean, you're obviously probably different in ages, right?
Actually, I'm the oldest.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're plastic surgeon.
I met. I guess we all met through Jeff.
We all met through Jeff, yeah.
And I met Jeff, who's a sax player we used to play with. I met him through like a weekly jam night through Craigslist, actually,
Oh,
for
wow.
musicians looking just to get
Oh,
together
really?
and play.
I didn't even know that.
And that's how I met him. And that was actually, I was still in college. That was about 11 years ago. Wow. 11 years ago already when I met him. And then, throughout the years, we always try to put different jazz groups together. And that's how I met Tom.
That's right. Yeah.
And then
I knew someone that was in
I
this.
met you and Jeff through the vibes player, Jerry,
Yeah.
who I've known for decades and played with since I was a kid.
So just from playing music, just from,
I have another question.
yes.
Being a rock guy,
Yes.
where are the outlets for the jazz on the island? I'm curious.
There's
I'm
not
really,
as many. A lot of the gigs that we've done were at restaurants. I mean, we did plenty of gigs where we played in a section of floor space with the size of a postage stamp,
Yeah.
fitting a 3-piece
Yeah.
group in there, and we had to play it like your amp practically on. So it's some very challenging situations, but you know what? You definitely learn how to intertwine with each other, playing.
Listen.
Listening. A
Yeah.
lot of listening, making sure one's not playing louder than the other, making sure
right.
everybody's together. Because when you're playing like in that type of setting, that intimate of a setting,
Right.
there's a table literally sitting right next to you. You mess up,
You
they're
don't
going to hear
wanna-
you.
yeah.
Let me be the first to tell you, in rock bands, which I've been in my whole life, we still play in those places too. The people you like this, and they're going to the bathroom right through you as you're singing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Imagine playing in a place this close to the band and you can still have a normal conversation. I've never played so quietly in my life.
Yeah, that's
But
That's
the
a
thing
beautiful
is-
thing, though.
Right. It's a lot to learn there, but the music may not necessarily be just quiet dinner music.
right.
We may be playing something very challenging. It could be very fast, but you're trying to play it incredibly quiet. So that's where the challenge comes in, to try to control these instruments while you're playing something intense at a very low level.
Now, see,
Especially-
So
I
you
could
learn
see-
a lot.
especially the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
could
no
see
volume
you
knowledge.
enjoying
No
that,
volume knowledge.
while you're having a dinner.
A
I-
dinner,
I-
Middle name is
sure.
Brushes.
Absolutely.
Now, do you get, what about catering halls? I would think that might be a venue for you guys too.
It
So-
could be. It could be. And,
You know, like playing softly behind
Right.
the wedding or something,
Cocktail hour.
Yeah.
But
Things that I do know. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I know.
you love.
I worked for many years for a guy named Joe Carbone, who's a big jazz guy, Long Island guitar player, and I worked in his wedding band, and I worked with his company for a long time. And I did the whole catering whole thing, and it's great. But really, the outlet that I think we really striving for is we want to be doing more like jazz clubs
Right.
and places
Right.
where we could really play and
You
play
gotta
what we
go to
want
the
to play.
city.
That's what I
Yeah.
told them.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what
it's
happens.
in the
It's-
city.
That's the next step. The next,
Yeah.
I have. I actually have a lot of
long way, so-
contacts in the city. I mean, you may also, but I do have like 3 different ones that are always looking to book type
Right.
everything, but
Yeah, like
sometimes
Dizzy
hip-hop.
Gillespie's is
Yeah.
a great venue for that.
Also, you know
the-
what you might want to try
Iridium.
too? I have a contact I can send you is Treme.
That's right. Actually, I played there with my other band.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
So then you know.
That's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
nice
That
club,
would be
right?
It's a very nice club,
it's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great place to play.
And
Yeah,
that's
jazz is a
fairly
small circle, and
Yeah.
you find people who absolutely love it, and they live for it, and so we'll play somewhere, and sometimes the music's not hitting people, but then you'll find a few people who you can tell who the jazz people are.
Right.
they're watching, they're listening to everything that's going on, and they will appreciate what's happening. What we've been doing lately, and you'll see later, is that we've been, a lot of the jazz, we're playing a certain type of jazz. There's all different types, all right? So we're playing, from a certain era, kind of, and some of that music's, some of it was written, 40, 50 years ago, right?
More.
Even, right, some of it even longer. So, what we're taking now is more contemporary music and playing it more as a jazz song, and you'll see people, we were playing last night, we're playing all this stuff, and no heads are turning. And then we play one song that they recognize the melody, and they watched through the entire thing, they were, going crazy after we played it. Yeah. So it's amazing. Someone just hears a little bit of a melody that they recognize, and you've got them, and now they're watching jazz. Which they never even knew they could even appreciate.
That's pretty neat.
Well, it all comes out of that. It all comes through the same filters,
Yeah, it really does.
I actually know a lot of really great, that I grew up with, great worldly known guys, jazz players, bass players.
Right.
From my one friend, he played with the Marsala brothers. He traveled all over the world with them.
Yeah.
And I dragged him in 4th grade to play drums, and he ended up traveling the world, and I didn't play drums. So.
There you go. See that?
Yeah, he's great. He's great. And then there's another guy who plays stand-up bass. He's played with Stanley Tarantine, I believe.
Oh, great.
Really good players.
Yeah.
What you got, girl?
I got just water. Nothing exciting. I'm dry, although I had a Red Bull. That's probably why I'm smiling. But
Well,
it's
what we
very
should be doing,
sleepy
if this is
today.
like a jazz club, we should turn the lights down. We should be
We need a
drinking
blue light.
scotch. We should have some
We need a
smoke
blue
in
light.
here.
Yeah, smooth.
Dave can create smoke.
We have a smoke machine. We have a smoke
There
machine.
you go.
There you go, was right. So you were telling me you went to school
I did. I went to
at a music school.
I went to Five Towns College, where I studied with Peter Rogine, phenomenal jazz guitar player. I still talk to him. I actually would do gigs with him every so often. Usually, actually
Awesome.
Friday nights. I play every Friday night at a restaurant in Wantagh. Not this Friday night, obviously. But, play every Friday night at a restaurant in Wantagh, and I've been doing that actually for almost 10 years. And it
that's
started out being
wonderful.
2 guitarists, just doing like straight ahead jazz stuff. And over the years, we've kind of molded it. Now we do all traditional Italian folk music. We do like acoustic guitar and mandolin, and play
Nice.
Italian folk music. But so I still play with him every so often. He comes down Friday nights, and I said I studied with him for 4 years at Five Towns College, and I studied with him a little bit afterwards. But we maintained a friendship after that, and he's really taught me like a lot when it comes to playing guitar, when it comes to playing jazz, when it comes to listening, when you're playing. Like he's like a harmony master. I mean, listen to this
neat.
guy, and the stuff that he plays, I'm sitting there and looking at him, just, I'm still baffled.
Well, there used to be a place over. I don't think it's still there. Sonny's was the big
Oh,
place,
Sonny's
right?
was great. Yeah.
That was like the last hole.
Right. That was probably the last jazz club on the island.
Yeah.
And there have been a few here and there, but jazz is, it was very big in the 50s, 60s, and as the 70s and 80s it started to drop off, and now it's hard to find. I mean, improvisational jazz, which is what we're doing, which is most of the stuff that played at Sonny's and everything. It was born in New York City. It was all the guys in the 30s and 40s from the big bands. They would leave the big bands and say, let's just 4 of us play in this bar. And they go, well, you can't do that. Whereas the clarinets and everyone else said, and they would just go in and do these small arrangements, and it started to take off. And they started breaking away from the charts. So don't forget, when this stuff started, everything was charted out. Everybody was reading exactly their parts.
Right.
But all of a sudden, they just started playing what they were feeling. And that didn't happen before. All
No,
music up
yeah.
to that point was written down. So now it's all improvisational. And you'll see when we play, we never play anything twice. Sometimes we don't even know what we're playing.
Right.
I mean,
Oh,
it's,
that's pretty neat.
Just jamming.
well,
Oh, I don't
They
never know
don't
what I'm
either.
playing. That's why it's so interesting sounding.
yeah, I mean, it's so you're making it up on the spot based on what you're feeling in the room, what you're feeling from the other musicians.
Yeah, there's a lot of give and take, a lot of
That's
interaction
fun, though.
between
That's
That is-
fun.
that's
Oh, it
neat.
is.
Because I know
Yeah.
my favorite thing, rather than playing out or anything, I love being in the studio and let the guitar player loose and just start making up. I love
Right,
that.
yeah.
I love that.
That's neat. We'll
great.
see that tonight. That's exciting.
One of the things that we've definitely started doing is, like I said, we all have different influences too. I mean, that's
yeah.
the thing is like, I started off listening to punk rock and hardcore music in the 90s, and moved to like heavy metal, and moved from that to like blues and classic rock, and then from there, like, I almost made like a progression backwards. And I went from there, from blues and classic rock to really to jazz. And after going to school for music and going into jazz in school, that's when I really kind of became more full forced into listening to jazz music. But what we try to do is we try to pull, especially lately, with the kind of like the more like the new sound that we're going for, is we're trying to pull all of our influences. It's no longer just, okay, we're going to do like a straight ahead jazz song. It's not even like so much we're going to do a straight ahead jazz cover of a modern song we like. It's we try to make just a new sound, and that's one of the biggest things lately. Like you saw earlier tonight with the pedal board I have.
Yes, I would like to get a shot of that.
It's one of those
That's
things
amazing.
where, trying to fuse together, I listen to a lot of ambient rock music, trying to fuse together that sound with jazz, with songs that come from a different genre, and really mix it all together.
Hey,
but that's what jazz is.
That's what Hendrix did. That's what Jimmy
what
Page did. That's how it happened.
So that's really what jazz was. Jazz was taking pop music of the day. It was a lot longer ago, so the pop music was, a lot of it was Broadway shows.
Sure.
Right.
A lot of the big jazz hits were, Broadway shows.
Yes.
They would take the basic chord structures that make their own melodies over those changes, and that's how they would get their. So we're doing the same thing now. We're just taking it from a different type of music.
Different place.
But
And
the
we're
world
making-
does need that because,
Yeah.
it gets
Yeah.
stagnant after a while.
It does, it does.
It needs to, I wish Hendrix stayed alive. I wish
I wish
and
he
then,
did
then
too,
again, they
trust
say it might have not been as good if he did, but for people to take it in a new direction, God, please, that's what it's all
Beautiful
about,
thing.
Yeah.
So that's really what we're trying to do now. And it's going to help bring a sound to a new audience, in my opinion. Like I said,
Oh,
last
big
night we
time.
played.
Yeah.
Last
That's right.
night we were there. And I said, "Hey guys, we're working on this. We played Come As You Are by Nirvana. We did like a jazz version of it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So it was like.
And you saw heads turn. All of
Yeah.
a sudden you saw heads turn going,
Like, wait,
what
know
is
that
this? And
song.
all of a sudden, they heard that melody, but then
They didn't know, yeah.
it probably went on for 10 minutes. And then people stand there and watch
They're
the
trying to figure
Because
it
they're
out.
guitar
hearing
solo, they
pieces.
watch the bass
They're
solo, they
hearing
watch the drum, they
pieces, like,
watch the whole
I know
thing.
that, but I don't know that.
Right.
And you see that look like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I think
That
I know
sounds
this
really
song.
familiar.
So it's cool. So it's
Well, hopefully we'll hear a little bit of that when you play today.
When you talk about how
Something familiar.
improvisational can be, I didn't even know what he was playing when we started playing. He just
No,
started
I just-
playing a
You
tune
just
and
followed
I
him
just started
along.
playing this,
Tom
like,
came
listen,
in and all of a
it's
sudden,
this.
okay, let's go.
And I'm like, just keep playing that. And like, let's see what happens. And that's where
We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come right back.
Okay.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful framed prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
And we're back live in the Madhouse with Martini Garden Acoustic Cafe Hour. We're here talking with the Dave Parker Trio, and I have a very special guest host with me tonight, Mr. Tommy Marr, the Maverick Soul.
That I
He's
am.
usually on Monday nights, which I watch all the time.
And we have a great band on Monday night,
Who's coming on?
Milagro.
Milagro. My
Santana
mom,
band.
That's my mom's name. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing band. Check it out, 8 o'clock Monday night.
It's going to be, I've seen it.
Amazing.
Amazing. Anyway, so we're here with Dave, Paul, and Tom, and we're talking about jazz, actually, and the roots and how they're trying to get up a new feeling, a new vibe to it. Which
I
I'm
want
really
to ask
excited
them
to
one
hear.
question.
Yeah.
Do you ever, I'm sure you do, because I can tell by your eyes. Do you ever
What's that
let
supposed
it
to
go and play some blues or some rock and,
Yes.
and just like, let's just go somewhere else for
Oh,
a
no,
while?
no. I mean, I do. I play all different types of music.
Yeah.
I love playing blues. I love playing some. I mean, I love Hendrix. I
Yeah.
grew up listening to Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I got to sit down with him for 4 hours one night.
I'm jealous.
My
Crazy,
greatest
huh?
rock and roll story of all, and I met a lot of them, but that's my greatest one.
Well, you know, I'm a huge Zeppelin fan.
Me too.
Actually, probably one of my all-time favorites, and we do play one of his songs, Jeff Beck. One of the best concerts I ever saw in my life was Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton played a few years back at the
Going
Garden.
down.
And it was such a good show. I mean, Jeff Beck is such a phenomenal guitar player.
Did you
And
see him with Beth Hart at that Kennedy thing for Buddy Guy?
I did not.
Check that out.
I just saw him recently. I saw him play at Westbury, and he played with the Beach Boys, and it was unbelievable. Like they were doing this crazy like vocal harmonies, and he was playing guitar over it. Amazing.
Not many better harmonies
No,
than the Beach
and
Boys.
I was
Right.
literally
Oh,
like my mind was
absolutely.
like blown. I'm like, this is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was one of my first influences, the Beach Boys. I was a surfer kid, you know, from Gilgo Beach, and
You look like a surfer.
I was a crazy surfer boy, and Beach Boys were amazing. I mean, Brian Wilson,
Phenomenal.
little wacky, but you know,
Hey,
I-
all,
It's okay.
all the greats are a little
my
wacky.
favorite Beach Boys song, "In My Room." Love that song.
It's great, great tune.
Now there's a commercial with it too.
Ah, see
You
that?
see it with the little kid, "In My Room." Great song.
So I just want to get a little more from Paul and Tom. What are your influences, Paul?
Wow.
And how long have you been playing bass?
Long time. I've been playing since I was a kid. I must have been playing bass. I didn't start out playing bass, but I must have been playing bass, more than 40 years.
Wow. What did you start out playing?
First, a couple piano lessons when I was a kid. I took violin lessons. I guess when I was about 8, picked up a guitar, and one of my friends who was maybe 2 years older than me, he was 10 and I was 8, he was giving me guitar lessons. And we were playing,
Cute.
rock and roll. Back then it was Allman Brothers and
Nice.
Jethro Tull and whatever. A little Hendrix, whatever. Played in a lot of rock bands. Started out, actually in school I was playing in a big band, and then I started playing jazz. My dad played jazz piano and sang.
Oh, wow.
Not didn't make his living doing that, but he was accomplished. I jammed with him and my friends sometimes.
Fun.
I'd say Charlie Parker's probably one of my biggest influences. I remember I had an old 78 of Les Paul that got shattered into a million pieces. I was so sad when I lost it.
Yeah.
For bass players, Ron Carter, obviously Jocko. Who hasn't been influenced by Jocko these days? Played a lot of, bebop from the 50s, 60s style, and played in a lot of rock bands too.
I want
Still
you to,
do.
I want you to know something. Leo Lyons sat in that same seat you're sitting in. True story. We had 10 years after in here, the whole band.
Wow.
And he sat right where you're sitting.
I thought the seat was a little warm.
That guy is an amazing bass player.
Oh, what about you, Tom? What are your influences? How long have you been?
If I
Have you
tell you how
always
long I've
been
been
a drummer?
playing, I'll give away my age.
Well.
No, I'm just joking with you.
I'll give
I've
mine
been
away.
playing certainly greater than 40 years. I started, I think, probably about 8 years old, taking drum lessons in
Taking drum.
school.
You've always played the drum.
And then my brother also, I have two older brothers. My brother plays drums. My older brother is an excellent guitarist. So I grew up around a lot of music. And, the music of the day was the Beatles and Stones and, Zeppelin and Hendrix. And, I started taking private lessons and things just started taking off. But I was, early on, I really gravitated towards, what was called progressive rock of the day. So Emerson, Lake and Palmer,
Oh,
and
okay,
Yes,
yeah.
and Pink Floyd, and Jethro Tull, and that kind of thing. So it was technically challenging music. And so I gravitated towards that, and not that I could play it, but I was always trying to play it, so it always raised your level. But I followed what was the drumming gods, So at that time, it was, Carl Palmer and John Bonham and, different people. But also at that time, Buddy Rich was still alive, right? So I went to, so as a drummer, you always watched, any chance you got, you would go to see Buddy Rich. And listening to jazz, that's kind of how I started. I always liked jazz, never really got a chance to play it because I didn't really know anyone else that was playing jazz. So I was playing rock, listening to jazz, and my entire career has always been like that. Always studying it, working on things, but more what I've always played has been rock, and then I'd say probably 15, 20 years ago, when I moved onto the island, I started playing blues.
Blues, right? And
And
you're
I've
in
been-
that other band.
Right, I'm in the F&G
F&G
band,
band.
right, with Sandra
Which is a
Taylor.
great
So,
band.
and I played with her dad, Sam Taylor. So, I've been playing probably primarily blues and blues funk for better part of 15 years.
Nice.
But jazz has been one of those things that, I got a call when, we were, what Dave was talking about earlier was kind of like it was almost like jazz school. We would all get together once a week, and I got the call because the drummer couldn't make it. And my friend Sly called me up and says, hey, you play some jazz, right? I said, yeah. He goes, well, we do this once a week thing. You want to come down? And I've been dying for an outlet. So I got down there, and I was able to bring those tools I had in the toolbox. But they were getting
see.
dusty. And, and slowly over time, all that stuff starts to come back. And, I love it. I love these gigs.
Oh, that's
You know.
exciting. I can't wait to hear.
Before we
Go
do
ahead,
go
yeah.
to commercial, I do want to, because I heard from both of you, I don't know about you, but both of you mentioned that you grew up in musical families, and that really is did you also?
Yeah, my my grandfather was a lounge singer.
Wow.
He was a crooner, just like Sinatra. and
Sinatra,
stuff like-
okay,
Which
yeah.
is the only type of music that I like to sing, because everything else just doesn't sound right to me. I don't know.
It seems like the good musicians had something, whether like my father, not that he played anything, but he loved the ink spots, and I mean, I still like the ink spots.
Sure.
I mean, it's instilled in you, and I know you were also involved with the kids too, and I think that's so great. that
Right,
you're
exactly. Now
passing
my
it down.
sons were here a few
Awesome.
weeks ago, and
Yes.
they're band BX2.
Yeah,
I'm definitely a product of my father's record collection.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Right.
talking.
These
That's
are ink
ex-
spots.
so am I.
Influences.
Rosemary
right?
Clooney and
Yeah.
the High-Lows.
And that's a good
Stan
thing.
Kenton,
That's
Miles
a good
Davis.
Because
on
you
and
take the little bits and pieces, all the best parts out of all
That's
of
right.
and put them all in the stew, and
Yeah.
away you go.
Yeah.
Like I said, my grandmother though also was a concert pianist.
Ah, love that. That's
My
awesome.
grandfather on my mom's side was a vaudeville musician with his family in the early 1900s. And,
Wow.
That's pretty much.
That's
and then
cool.
my parents, nothing.
Yeah.
They are not musically
They skipped a
inclined at all.
generation.
But my,
Yeah,
my
there
brother
you go.
actually just he's got his doctorate in oboe. He does classical music.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh,
But I could
yeah.
just tell the way you're talking, it did influence you.
Oh yeah, no, everything. Yeah, big time. Everything did.
That's
I mean,
cool.
I started playing violin when I was 8, 9 years old.
Do you still
Guitar-
play?
I'll do a little bit.
Do a little Charlie Daniels for us?
I haven't played a violin in a long time, but that's how mandolin came about because it's really
I love the
played
mandolin.
like it's played strung up like a violin, but you play like guitar. So
right, right.
2 instruments I play the longest. So.
That's neat.
I like
That's great.
Zeppelin would throw that in there too.
Thank you.
There you go.
What do you think?
Music is wonderful.
Key
Makes your
Marshall?
heart happy. Yes. We're going to go to a break, and then we'll be back with the Dave Parker Trio.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have 2 practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with a computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Ou aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue Tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
And here we are back live at the Madhouse.
So, Christine,
Yes.
what do you say we do a little something different in the Madhouse tonight? And we listen to a little jazz.
Sounds good to me. Right there.
There it is, and there it be. So why don't you introduce who's going to be jamming?
The Dave Parker Trio.
Live in the Madhouse.
That was amazing. Wow. Oh my gosh.
I'm digging this. This is good stuff, man. This is
It's
some good stuff.
Beautiful. And you can find them at the DaveParkerTrio.com. They have samples of music and contact information, and also on Facebook. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll hear some more music to play us out.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
And we're back live at the Madhouse, Martini Garden Acoustic Cafe with the Dave Parker Trio. I'm talking fast because I want to get them playing again. I just want to mention that they're live at Big Daddy's in Massapequa every other Thursday. So check them out. They're awesome. And here they are. They're going to play us. Thank you for coming, guys. We really love you.
Really
and,
good. Good stuff. Good stuff.
We'll be coming to check you guys out.